watching Money, Money, Money. I'm Sumera Abdi. Now, the humble life insurance policy is perhaps the most preferred investment option. But here's the catch. It's not really an investment. And don't be fooled by the fancy names and the returns offered. What precedes your choice of insurance plan is actually your need for insurance. Do you need just a pure risk cover, or a term plan as we call it? Who needs it? How much do you need, and how much should you pay for it? Roongta of apnapaisa.com join us in our studios this week to dispel a few myths about insurance and, more importantly, guide you towards the most suitable term plans available. Also with us this week is one of our viewers, Bharat Mojani, who's keen to explore the world of online term plans. Thanks so much to all of you for joining in today. And insurance is really such a vast topic, but let's touch upon just one of the subtopics today, which is term plans. So Harsh, there are multitude of plans available, right? Almost every company is offering one. So how does a person choose which one is right for them? I mean, should they just go for the cheapest option then?
When you are taking a term insurance, what is it that you're taking? You're taking a promise. Somebody is promising you that if you die, I will pay your family. In very simple words, that's what term insurance is. Different insurance companies will charge differently for that promise, but essentially the promise is the same. But remember, whatever you are paying is on the hope that the insurance company will actually fulfill that promise. So do it with a person whom you feel comfortable will actually fulfill that promise. I think so. Cheap, and the difference is not much really. The amounts that we are talking of are huge, right? If the difference is a few thousand rupees, I think you buying this promise for peace of mind. I don't think you should change your choice for a few thousand rupees here and there.
Okay, so the follow-up question to that is, therefore, when you're trying to select, one of the things that, parameters that people look out for is also the claims ratio. Now, naturally, an old company, would have a very low one, and a new one would have a much higher one. So, should people look out for more than just the headline figure?
So, what is this claim ratio? I mean, out of so many death claims that happened, the insurance company paid how many of them, and how many it didn't pay, right? Now, that's an important figure, but I think you need to go a little bit inside, right? One, as you rightly put it, the older you are, lower is going to be that figure. The second important thing is, most of the rejections typically happen because the customers have neglected to tell the insurance company who they are, what is their health parameters. As long as you've clearly told the insurance company your complete health details, your income details, etc., the chances that the insurance company will deny your claim are very low. So I, for one, as long as I have disclosed everything, I would not worry about the claim ratio. But as I said, you're buying this for peace of mind. So if a lower claim denial ratio appears attractive to you, go for the ones that have a lower claim denial ratio.
Yes, sir. I would like to know, how does a person should decide on what is the ideal cover should be?
Another way to answer his question is, consult a personal finance advisor, right? I think that's what Pranav told you, okay? I mean, if you don't, then possibly you will have to take advantage. I mean, some thumb rules people follow. The thumb rule that you can follow is that the younger you are, the higher is the multiple of your annual income you need to cover. As you grow older, the multiple that you will need to cover as a thumb rule is much, much lower.
Alright, so that's good advice actually. So what we'll do on that note is take a quick break, but we'll come back in just a bit. There's lots more to talk about because term plans are no longer just plain vanilla. There's lots more to it. So all of that is lined up next. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching Money, Money, Money. We're discussing term plans. With us this week, we have Roongta of apnapaisa.com. Also with us is one of our viewers, Bharat Mojani, who's asking a lot of keen questions about term plans. But before I get to more of your questions, and I know you have plenty of them, my question is there any sort of difference between the customer service offered to people who buy online plans as opposed to people who go through agents? I mean, is it as easy for me to make a claim if I've just gone directly online?
As far as claims are concerned, in the context of a term plan, you hope to God you never have to find out whether the service is good or not. Okay. But I think the real service in in online or offline term plan comes at issuance. We tend to forget issuance. And in a term plan, whether you go online or offline, right, the company will look at your medicals, will look at your income, right, and there right now, because online is relatively new, right, I think, I mean, I do not know about Pranav's company, I'm talking generally in terms of a macro this thing. Generally, when an agent is involved, right, it's more expensive, right, but because somebody is interested, because he makes a commission, right, he pushes to make sure that you go for your medicals, he makes sure that, you know, the policy gets issued, right. When you go online, that push is missing. That's not necessarily good or bad. I mean, it's there. The good part of there being no agent push is that you will disclose everything. You know, when the agents in their keenness sometimes to get a policy issued might add data or delete data that is not right. So it works both ways.
Fair enough. Let's now talk about the not the plain vanilla, but the very fancy term plans. So are there term plans where the cover could increase every year because my needs are increasing every year, my salary could be increasing every year, so could the cover increase every year?
So I think there are a couple of companies that offer that plan, that it will increase say 5% every year, subject to a max of 50%. You pay a price for it. What the insurance company is doing is it's allowing you an option, right? The pricing that I see for that just is not making sense today. You might as well buy that increased cover today. It doesn't cost you much more. So the point is, yes, those are nice to have increments, but I think a term plan is a term plan is a term plan. I think the variations that I see, I have at least not personally come across anything that really adds value to the consumer, except I think we need more covers than just life cover. That's not the only risk you run, right? What happens if I get disabled because of an accident, or I get disabled because I got a stroke, and thank God I'm still alive. So the term plan doesn't pay. I need now a
disability insurance.
So I need disability insurance. That I think a few insurance companies are now beginning to bundle along with the life insurance. Now that I think is pretty valuable.
Okay, fair enough. Actually, we have time for just one more question. Let me give it to Bharat.
If any unfortunate event takes place in my family, whether my family should take the payout in the staggered manner or in the lump sum mode?
You know, the insurance company, when it does the calculation, it calculates the lump sum amount. If that insurance company allows you an option, allows your family an option to take it in stages, effectively it is building in some interest element in that. And I can bet you that interest element is not going to be as good as what you can get outside, right? As long as, so the reason that option is offered, it's not that it's not valuable. The reason that that option is offered is that typically in Indian families, they're not accustomed to handling so much money. And therefore, insurance companies are nice, safe, secure companies. Even if it comes at a low interest, there is a regular flow of money coming in, right? So it's nice, safe and secure. It is coming at a cost. The cost is lower interest. If you feel, or if your family feels confident of handling lump sum monies, or better still, they engage financial professionals to handle that money, they should take it as a lump sum.
Alright, so that's good advice all around. Thanks so much, Bharat, for coming in this week, and we have to stay on. There's lots more left on the show. We need to take a very quick break. We'll come back in a bit, but before that, here's our weekly question. Should insurance be considered as investment or risk cover? Write to us at money@network18online.com. Tell us why and stand a chance to be a part of one of our future episodes. We'll take that break now. Up ahead is our viewer call-in segment, Can I Afford It? Welcome back. You're watching Money, Money, Money. Before we start answering our viewers' queries, let me hand it over to Manasvi Gilani, who joins us with Mythbusters.
Exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, have caught a fancy of a lot of investors due to the recent track record of good returns. But that's also making it increasingly difficult to choose the right ETF. And therefore today, let's bust some of your myths surrounding it. first one being that ETFs only invest in equity. Since they are listed on the exchange, investors believe that ETFs only consist of equity asset classes. Globally, ETFs are available across asset classes: equity, debt, commodities, real estate, and so on. In fact, over the past couple of years, India has also seen the success of gold ETFs. Secondly, if you think that ETFs are more expensive than mutual funds, then let me tell you that the total expense ratio of ETF is far lower than that of mutual funds. Also, ETFs do not carry any exit load or back-end redemption charges for selling their funds before a restricted period of time. Lastly, the myth that ETFs are of short-term investors only needs to be busted. ETFs are effectively portfolio building tools for all types of investors. The unique product design of ETFs allows all investors with both similar and dissimilar investment objectives to own the same fund and still accomplish their goal. So net-net, recently a lot of talk has been around the ETFs, and that will tempt you to invest your hard-earned money with them. So keep these mythbusters in mind and invest wisely.
Manasvi, thanks so much for that. Now on to Can I Afford It? If you're looking for a bit of extravagance in your life, well, we're the people to call, and our expert will tell you if you can afford it or not. Joining us first up is our caller, Meera Kaushik, who calls in from Mumbai. Hi Meera, what's your question?
Hi, I am Meera Kaushik. I am 28 years old. I have an income of 92,000 per month. I have a total expense of 32,000 and savings of 4.8 lakhs. I have adequate insurance too. I would like to know if I can afford to redecorate my living room.
Well, Meera, I can tell you from personal experience that renovation is a long and laborious process. I hope you're prepared for it. But anyway, how much is it going to cost you and how are you going to pay for it?
It should cost about 3 lakhs. I will pay for it from my savings.
Okay, Harsh, what do you think? Can she afford it?
You know, if you look at her numbers, I mean, she's saving 2/3 of her monthly income. But if you look at the amount of savings that she has, although she's been working for some time, it's only 8 months worth of savings, which means clearly that these one-time expenses are nibbling away or probably gobbling away at her investment. Clearly she does not have a well-laid investment strategy. So the answer to this is, it is denied for now. Set up an investment strategy, get on the road to it. I am sure within that investment strategy, given the prodigious amounts that she is able to save, she will find space for the redecoration. But this is just to make sure that she is also able to get her investment plans in place.
Alright, so do her homework and not just homework. Alright, Meera, I'm sorry, for now your request has to be denied. Up next, Govind Ramkumar calls in from Chennai. Hi Govind.
Hi, I'm Govind Ramkumar and I'm 35 years old. I have an income of 1.8 lakhs per month and total expenses of 70,000 per month. I also have a savings of 6.5 lakhs in my account. I have an adequate insurance too. My question is if I can actually afford to go on a vacation to US.
Okay, so how much is this trip to the US going to cost you and how will you pay for it?
As it will be costing me about 4 lakhs and I plan to pay for it through my savings. So can you help me out on this one?
Okay, Harsh, can we let Govind go on a vacation?
Well, I mean, more of the same. I mean, except that really in Govind's case, it's even more serious. He's much older than Meera is. This trip is going to cost him 2/3 of whatever he has. Right? He has about 6.5 lakhs. 4 lakhs will go away. At his age, he should be looking forward to creating his corpuses, whether it is for retirement or whatever. Clearly, this is an indulgence that he cannot afford. No chance.
Maybe a smaller vacation?
So I think a smaller vacation that's been planned for. So vacation is a very essential part of your life, right? But it has to be something that you can afford. It cannot eat away 2/3 of your investable surplus.
Fair enough. Govind, I'm sorry, but your US trip is denied. But like Harsh says, maybe you can go for a vacation that you can actually afford for now. Sorry. Finally, we have an email query which has been sent to us by Shehnaz Hussaini, who has written to us from Kanpur. Shehnaz is a 31-year-old professional who earns about 65,000 rupees a month, of which her expenses account for 28,000. She has savings of 3.5 lakhs and adequate insurance cover as well. So she is now keen to buy a second-hand car, which should cost about 1.8 lakhs. And she says she's open to the idea of either taking a loan or paying for it through her savings.
So I only wish I had spoken to her, because it's not very clear why she needs a car. Typically she is from Kanpur, so Kanpur public transport is not good. So if she needs it for her professional duties, then it's a professional tool, right? And she only has to find out whether that professional tool is a must or not. The price clearly appears very, very reasonable, so she is not thinking of extravagant car, and she's thinking second hand. So I think this, at least let me approve one of the three. So this one I think is approved, subject to it being a professional tool. As far as funding is concerned, if it's a professional tool, taking a loan is not a bad idea. If it is for personal use, you must use your savings.
Alright, Shahnaz, for now your request is approved, but do keep in mind a few points that Harsh said. If you really, really need it, go ahead. If you don't need it, you may want to push it back a little bit. Harsh, thanks so much for joining in this week. Appreciate your time and for also giving such sane advice to our viewers. Viewers, do remember, keep writing to us at money@network18online.com. You can also find us on Twitter. Write to CNBC TV 18 News. Use the hashtag money. Remember that you can also log on to YouTube to catch all our episodes. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again next week.